Hey everybody, Semper.Reefing with a quick update on the 210. It's been a few weeks since my last update, and all I can say is my core line it's growing like crazy. In my last video, the back wall was barely covered, and now it's almost completely covered. I also moved a few things around. All my Euphilia, I felt like they're kind of getting blasted by the flow right there, so I did move some of them. These two look pretty happy, especially this splatter, and it's actually been splitting a good bit. But everything else I kind of just moved up here where they're not getting battered by the flow, and they actually look pretty happy up here. I also fragged my gold hammer, and I'm happy to see it's making a quick recovery. I mean, I only cut it maybe an hour and a half ago. But I'm gonna give that to a friend and make a trade. I moved my weeping willow leather here to I'm gonna let it just grow and fill this whole space right here, because it was kind of starting to shade out my Monty-Cat, my Zoas, and my Sunkissed Bounce. So I thought I might as well just go ahead and move it now. So he looks a little unhappy. I moved him about an hour and a half ago as well. I kind of wait. I kind of plan all my moves ahead of time and make all my changes once every 2 weeks or so. I just try to avoid putting my hands in the tank too often. And I guess it kind of speaks for itself. Everything looks pretty happy. All my SPS are still looking pretty good. I'm waiting for that pink caddy frag. It was probably the size of my fingernail on that plug, and it's completely grown over, and I'm excited for it to kind of start to shoot up like my PC Rainbow is. And then I think that was called the Velita. That's starting to push up. But everything else is looking pretty good. I also I pulled this out of the 50 Lagoon, my Jason Fox Fruity Pebbles. I'm gonna let that encrust. Hopefully it'll kind of take over that overflow. But core line like crazy. It's just kind of growing on top of itself. And I give credit to ever since I put these Noob Sykes on, I did kind of turn them down a little bit. The Noob Sykes max out at about 50% with the blues. I don't run the white, or I do run the whites at 20% on the Noob Sykes. On my XR30s, the Gen 5s, I don't run I don't even think I have them over 10% on the whites. Also, my copper band butterfly is finally eating frozen mysis, so I'm very excited about that. And I think I've had him about 6 weeks now, but he's part of the crew and just looks so much more happy now. He's not constantly hunting. Now that he's eating food, he's actually kind of swimming around enjoying himself, I guess. But that's, for anybody that has a copper band butterfly, that is such a relief seeing them eat. I know this looks kind of weird. I actually need to get a coupling. I'm going to cut it up a little bit higher. It was down to here. I don't know why I did that. I'm going to cut it up a little bit higher and have it just in a little bit of water. And I did that because this is my UV system, and it's a closed loop on the display, and it kind of gives me a little bit extra flow with the output right there. But I run a Jabeo DCP 8000, and it's been a great setup. But And worst case scenario, if there was a leak, this pump would keep pumping water out. And if it drained my tank from down here, my wife would kill me, and that would be an absolute nightmare. So it really doesn't make a difference. I'm just gonna trim it up and keep this set up. I do have plenty of room in the sump, but I kind of figure I don't know, I just wanted a closed loop on my display tank. But yeah, a little bit over 6 months in, and I'd say this tank, maybe with all the Coraline, looks like it's almost 2 years old. If anybody has some recommendations, I kind of want some ideas what to put on these rocks here. That's another reason why I moved my hammers up there, because I get a decent amount of light here, and I want to see. I was thinking about just getting like a fragging my Monty cap, the red and green, and kind of let it grow out here. But obviously I've got a lot of space to fill, and if anybody has recommendations what I can put there, I'm going to try to get a par meter this weekend and borrow it and kind of see where my par is down there. But I know it's got to be at least 200, 150 to 200 with all the light that's blasting. So any recommendations, I'm up for it. I'd kind of stay away from the anything that'll spread or take over. Obviously, like pulsing xenia, I've never had it, never wanted it, and I don't know if I really want to put a bunch of Zoas down there, because I don't want them to take over either. I'd rather put some more SPS or maybe a chalice or something. But please let me know what you think I should put there. You know, I can't wait for these sticks to grow out and kind of fill the top. And I might get something else. I might put another rock down there or right in here and get some more SPS growing on that. My blue hippotang is done with a copper treatment. Like I mentioned in a previous video, she was kind of scratching on rocks and wasn't really sure what the issue was. All my other fish are fine. I haven't seen any white spots or any signs of ick. Everybody eats just fine. I don't know if she had flukes. I did a freshwater dip and nothing came off, but she's been in quarantine for a month now in my little hospital tank, and just finished 2 weeks of copper, and she's been on 2 weeks of Metroplex. And I think I might do another round of Prozi just to be on the safe side. I asked my buddy, because even in the quarantine tank after the copper treatment, I kept the levels above 2 parts per million. I tested every other day. I saw her rubbing against the PVC I had in there. So my friend said that they can just kind of be weird sometimes. She looks healthy and she's eating well. And I'm gonna keep my eye on her before I throw her back in here, because everybody's healthy and looking good. Oh yeah, my 2 skunk clowns, one jumped, and then a few weeks later the other one jumped. So I brought this guy out of the sump back in the display. He's the only clownfish that'll go in here. I'm not gonna mess with the skunk clowns again. And I do want to add some more fish. I think I might try to get some blue chromis, maybe a school of them, or some lyre-tail anthias. Let me know what you think. I do want to get some more color in here. I think some lyre tails would look pretty sweet, but I heard they can be jumpers too. So I've got a big tank, so I need big lids. I don't even want to mess with that, to be honest. None of these guys are jumpers. So that's it. That's my 2-week update. Move some coral around. I think I'm going to keep these here. I kind of like how it looks, especially if these grow out pretty big, these hammers and frog spawn, and kind of be like a mountain of Euphilia. And then I'm going to leave those two there. And then hopefully this weeping willow just gets massive right there and kind of fills that cave, that whole void right there. And then the Monty cap will grow out as well. And so far I like where I've placed everything. But I'm going to stop rambling. Thank you for watching. Stick around if you want to see more. I've been enjoying watching this tank grow, and I will continue documenting. And soon I will post a video update on the 50 Lagoon. It's kind of been on the back burner. It's still running well. Everything looks good in there. I do have a cyano outbreak, and I think I might be treating with ChemiClean here pretty soon. But I'll do an update on that tank soon. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.